Hello, Disney nerds.
We are live.
We are live. Live. Thank you for joining. Come on in. Could it be possible we're live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time?
Oh, well, guys, we have to give it the old college try, huh?
I think we are, believe it or not. Don't be expecting that all the time.
Those are some exciting things that happen. Hey, Maria, how are we doing tonight?
Hey, Maria, how are you? I just saw you were watching the live stream from Galaxy's Edge with Charlotte, which is pretty cool. I can't wait to. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to see, but I hope at least I'll be able to just walk in the land and experience that. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Michelle. How are you? Welcome. Come on in. Bill, how's it going, buddy? So we're going to give everybody a few minutes while me and what's up, Chris Hiller, while me and Lisa share the show out where it needs to go. If you guys could, please share the show as well. Tonight we're going to be talking about some of the announcements from D23. A lot of great information coming out of D23. I'm very, very excited. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? Thanks for joining. Come on in. Thanks for sharing, Jessica. We appreciate it. What's up, Adi, Kathy? One second.
And I'm back. My hair's standing up. Still standing up.
It's okay.
Alfalfa look going on this evening. Yeah, Maria, I'm getting on a plane tomorrow morning, heading back to Massachusetts. So, what does that tell you? Well, it tells you have to be in Massachusetts for tomorrow. That's really all that needs to tell you.
Hey, Lana.
I guess I'm enjoying it.
Hello, Sandra. Thanks for joining. Come on in.
You're driving? Well, don't drive and watch at the same time.
Yeah, please.
Hey.
Hello, Rachel. How are you? Thanks for joining. Come on in. Lisa, what music are we listening to tonight?
This is Soren.
Like it. I got a couple places I need to share too. I got busy and didn't share. I got caught up doing something else and didn't share. So give me just a couple minutes here, and so I can share.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you I've shared everywhere I need to share. And Jimmy, I have a small thing I have to deal with right now, and which is awesome, great timing. I'm going to bring Sam on, and I'm going to drop myself out for a second, and then when I come back, I will add myself back in.
Okay, sounds good.
I am still going through my book, trying to figure out everything that went down. Oh, Jimmy, my head's going to explode.
All kind of stuff. Lots of stuff.
It's amazing. I'm telling you.
Hey, Christina, how are you? Thanks for joining. Oh, Adi's driving. So Adi's driving. Kathy's watching.
Adi's driving. Get me some ice cream, buddy.
Adi's listening and driving. Adi, get Sam some ice cream, please. So we want to talk about some D23, some announcements tonight. Let me ask you this, Sam, before we get started, because there's a whole lot of information coming out of D23.
Yeah.
What is your number one? What is Sam Marasini's favorite announcement? What speaks to you?
What speaks to, there are so many things that speak to me. The Star Wars fan had a bunch of stuff to talk about. Come on, we got to see the new hotel and the Mandalorian and that stuff. But the Epcot transformation, dude, come on.
Yeah, I agree.
The Epcot transformation. In fact, Mandalorian, dude.
Like it.
Waited in line for the store just to get that. It's got the Disney Plus logo on the side and everything. I love it.
Yes, please share. If you haven't already shared, share. We're going to be talking all about the announcements from D23. Sam was lucky enough to be there. I know Jennifer Kaufman told me y'all did get a chance to
Yes.
to each other.
Yep.
Hey, Sophie, how are you? Thanks for joining. So, man, the trailer for The Mandalorian.
That's so big in itself that we could talk about it the whole time, Jimmy, but that's just one tiny little piece of everything that went down.
That, I think it was a huge deal.
Yep.
The confirmation from Ewan McGregor that he's reprising the role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in a series on Disney Plus.
Amazing.
Which is pretty amazing. I actually signed up for Disney Plus. Have you signed up yet?
So they had a special on the show floor going on. So, yep, I'm signed up, ready to roll.
I actually did it through the D23 site if you're a member, and you can even just be a free member of D23. You can log on to your D23 account on the website, and if you go over and click on my account, they give you an offer. I don't know what your offer was, Sam, but for me, it was like $147 for 3 years, which is basically 33% off.
The same, except you got a free charter member pin at the same time.
Yes.
That's what they were getting. And you'd sign up right on the show floor.
On the spot. But that's incredible, dude. I figured it. I did the math, and it's like comes up to a little less than $4 a month.
Which isn't bad at all, but that's just Disney Plus. That's not Hulu or any of the other things, which we'll figure that out later. ESPN and Hulu excluded.
Disney Plus will be $6.99 a month to begin with.
Yeah.
I bet, we signed up for 3 years. I bet a year or two from now it won't be $6.99 a month anymore.
I think that's a safe bet.
So,
yes.
Signing up, locking that price in for 3 years, I think is a big deal.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark Kovacs, how are you, buddy? Go Blue. I will ask everybody else if anybody else in the audience, the viewers, have signed up for Disney Plus yet. If you have not, I highly recommend it. If you need further instruction on how to do that, let me know. Right.
It's changing the game, Jimmy. It is. There's so much. I mean, the Disney Plus booth was back to back with Hulu and ESPN Plus. And on the expo floor, that's where they had the dogs from Lady and the Tramp. They talked about all of the content that's going to be part of this. And it's just amazing what's going to be there. It's taking their content straight to us, the consumer. And content's what it comes down to.
And they have so many great, between Marvel, Star Wars, and just the Disney content, and then also what National
Pixar. Forky asks a question.
Yeah.
We heard about that at the media junket for Toy Story 4, and that's part of it. That's cool.
I think National Geographic's a big grab.
Yeah, absolutely. Nat Geo and all of the Disney nature stuff sort of going into Nat Geo.
Yeah,
which is cool.
It's natural. It's like a natural branding opportunity.
Yeah,
to take all the Disney nature stuff in the Nat Geo.
Quite the synergy there for certain.
They're crashing the site to add the Disney Plus. They're crashing the D23 site.
That's pretty funny, actually. So, dude, when you look through, the expo, and it's really 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday's all about the movies. I'm sorry, Friday is all about the Disney Legends and the new Legends that got inducted. Saturday is all about the new movies coming out, and Sunday is all about the parks. That's really how it breaks down. And man, so much information on Sunday and the other days.
Jessica, no, it's not going to be $6.99 a month. Is just Disney Plus. I don't think they've announced any of the bundling prices yet. I know there are going to be some opportunities to bundle with ESPN Plus and Hulu. I can tell you, and this is just my personal opinion, on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, I signed up for Hulu for 99 cents a month for the year. Yeah, I think I told Sam, and Sam did the same.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that.
But I'll be honest with you, out of the streaming services I have now, which is Prime, Netflix, and Hulu, I don't get a lot out of Hulu.
I think that's there's so many streaming services. It's all in what you want,
I've
right?
I've
My kids like Hulu.
Hulu, and I can't find any. Nothing's grabbed my attention. There's a couple of shows on there that my wife watches, but I haven't found it. Hasn't done anything for me.
Yeah, and I can expand on that a little bit there, Jimmy. I did ask the question in the booth, and there was no pricing available yet for the combination of the three, but they did say that there would be package pricing available closer to launch date.
Rachel said, "I'm really sad that we are not getting the Avengers compound.
Yeah,
Get it in Florida soon."
we all hope so. It's that darn agreement before the acquisition with that other park down the street. It's the only thing keeping out. When you look at it, so the Avengers Academy is what they announced, part of that parks presentation, and it is California, Paris, and Hong Kong, and it's a global 24-hour academy, and it's kind of cool when you think about it.
Hey, Victoria, welcome back, Lisa.
Thank you.
Greetings.
Hey, Scott, welcome. Come on in. Chris Salata brings up a very good point. If you do not have a device that will allow you to use Disney Plus at the moment, the best time to buy them is Black Friday.
Absolutely.
The only issue with that is, my only caveat to that is, Disney Plus comes out November 12th, which is before Black Friday. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have to pay the extra couple bucks and get, because so far it is not, they've announced the services that Disney Plus is going to be on. And so far it is not on Fire TV.
No, it's not. And I have Fire TV.
I do too. So I'll probably be buying a Roku stick. Or I have a PlayStation 4. I can play it from the PlayStation 4. So, but it will be on Google Chromecast. It will be on the Roku. It will be on Apple TV. It'll be on PlayStation 4, along with a whole bunch of others.
I think Xbox was listed, which is where I'll probably watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that Amazon and Disney come to a contract between now and then.
Yeah, I think they will. And me and Lisa, we talked about this a little bit last week. For a while, Google and Amazon were battling a little bit, and on an Amazon Fire Stick, you couldn't get the YouTube app. There was no YouTube app, and they kind of came to agreement. And now you can get it. So those things go back and forth all the time. Maria, yes, Apple TV is on the list. I think there's no way that wouldn't have happened because Disney has a ridiculous relationship with Apple. So, hey, Fred said he finally missed the show. Fred's been busy all this time watching Rivers of Light for like 8 months.
Still in line. That's funny.
Chris said Rokus are usually 50% off on Black Friday. Just saying. I know, but can you wait? Can I wait till Black Friday to watch The Mandalorian? Now that I've already got my Disney Plus membership, so does Sam, so does Lisa. I'll have The Mandalorian finished, I feel like, on November 13th.
Well, so here's something different that you may or may not have caught. When Netflix or some of the others drops a series, they drop it all at once. Disney's dropping episodes once a week, not all at once. So you're going to have to come back the next Tuesday to watch the second Mandalorian.
Now you can wait until Black Friday because
I'm just going to wait till Black Friday and just binge the whole thing
it was a slight nuance that you had to really be paying attention to catch, but they're not going to drop the whole series at once.
I'm glad you told me that. I don't know why they're doing that.
I don't know, but as of right now, right, and that can all change.
Interesting.
Oh, that'll be rough compared to what we're used to. We're used to that.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
See you tomorrow. My mother loves the sound of your voice, Sam.
Why, thank you. There's so much we could talk about.
I was about to say, I don't have the same affection for Sam.
So I'm going to ask Lisa the question you asked me, Jimmy. Of all the announcements, excluding the Target thing, what was the one you were most excited about, Lisa?
How they're going to break up Epcot.
Future World's done.
Yeah, I think it needs a big overhaul. I was just there on last Tuesday. I just think it's ready for a facelift. And I'll miss a lot of what it has right now, but I'm really excited with the plans for the future.
I think Future World Epcot's been sitting kind of in the same limbo that Hollywood Studios did for a long time. Has lost its identity and needs to get it back. Needs to get it back. Chris Salata says that Amazon does that with some of its series too. Drops them one at a time.
Hulu does as well.
Do they? The only Amazon one I think I've watched is Jack Ryan, and they dropped the whole season of that.
They dropped the whole season of Bosch because when that comes back, I'm going to lose my mind.
I think they do drop the whole season of Bosch. Yeah.
Fred Kiefer asks, other than the millions of people that just agreed with me, which I'm not going to, pass up. Thank you for everybody being on my side. Is any word on a new country for Epcot? And that did not happen.
That did not happen. The speculation early on in the Parks Pavilion, and they had all of the posters, both current and future, which was kind of neat. Imagineering tomorrow, today, and there were two that were black that were like, okay, something's getting announced. Come back on Sunday to see. And it was not a country, but it was a pavilion. I guess you could consider it a pavilion.
So I think almost at this point, and I won't mention any names, but there is a certain news source that breaks all this news, and they've gotten called out by Disney multiple times because of bad information that they post in clickbait. I think Disney's almost watching what they're saying and just goes the other way just to prove them wrong.
It feels like that.
You know what I mean?
It feels like that to some extent.
We're probably going to announce Brazil as the new country, but since you guys reported that, we canned it.
We're going to can that. Yep. We're going to round file that one.
Stupid.
That's exactly right.
The completion date for Epcot, Jessica is asking for.
Oh man, I don't even know if we have a start date.
Yeah, right.
And it depends.
One would argue that they're starting now.
One would argue that they started, right? Because the two things they talk about, Ratatouille and Guardians of the Galaxy. In fact, Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm blanking. They give us a name of the roller coaster. Reverse something. No.
Cosmic Rewind or something.
Cosmic Rewind. That's it. The first launch coaster that will launch you in reverse. How cool is that?
That'll be a lot of fun.
So Victoria's worried because she said, hold the phone. Why they're breaking up Epcot? They're not really breaking it up. They're just kind of giving, instead of just one future land, there's going to be kind of a nature side, more of a futuristic side. And then, the World Showcase, which has always been there. And then there's also something in the middle. Sam probably has.
Celebration in the middle. I'm looking for some pictures. I'll grab them here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have had them teed up.
That's okay. No worries.
Breakdown.
Fred said he was hoping for Australia. Yeah.
Discovery, celebration, and nature. But
Sarah had mentioned it, and also Lindsay had mentioned Cherry Tree Lane.
Oh,
absolutely.
You're gonna be able to walk down Cherry Tree Lane, and once you get to 17 Cherry Tree Lane, you'll be able to walk into an attraction.
Into the just announced it's the Mary Poppins attraction. That's the way they announced it.
And so we don't know what that's going to be.
So with the new update to, you want to see him squirm, with the new updates coming to the UK, how much change will happen behind you, do you think? Yeah.
Oh, I don't think Rose and Crown's going anywhere.
No, I think it's all behind it. We did a show a while back, a rumor show, if you remember. And in that rumor show, we talked about Epcot and we talked about Mary Poppins. And essentially, if you know the area inside the United Kingdom Pavilion where they have the shrubs in the back, the kids kind of run through and where the band plays, behind that is where there's area, which will almost butt up against the Skyliner back in that area.
Yes, it will. It'll come right up against it.
I saw somebody post a great idea because, a Mary Poppins attraction has been talked about there before, and a lot of people brought up just even something as simple as a Mary Poppins carousel.
Yep.
So what if there was a carousel that you got on a carousel horse and you went around, but then the carousel horse took off like it does in the movie?
Oh, how cool would that be?
It takes you through an attraction on a carousel horse.
Somewhere there's somebody working on art that looks just like that.
Rachel said she nearly cried when Dick Van Dyke came on stage.
Absolutely amazing.
Cherry Tree Lane.
Absolutely amazing.
There's only one thing we can hope for is that he'll be around to see it. He's getting pretty. He's getting up there. So you got another couple of years. I hope that's true. Maybe he can cut the ribbon on it.
That'd be incredible.
Phenomenal.
Yes, Jessica, I think so too. I love the fact that they're doing a Mary Poppins attraction. Also, a Moana attraction.
A Moana
like a
water play area.
Yeah.
So here's the breakdown that they showed us, and they basically said that Epcot will be broken into 4 zones or regions, is what they said. World Showcase, of course, staying the same, and Future World essentially going away and being replaced with these 3: World Discovery, World Nature, and World Celebration. So interestingly enough, if you think back to Future World, right, you walk into Epcot, you had Future World East, Future World West, and the side with the land was always about nature, and the walkways were curved and they followed nature, and you had the land and imagination and the sea, and the other side was always the engineering. It was everything was a 90-degree angle. That's where you had World of Motion. It's where you had Horizons. It's where you had Ellen's Energy Adventure, and this just completely changes that. But I think most important is that center part, World Celebration, because basically everything in blue, with the exception of the monorail track and the Spaceship Earth ball, is getting replaced.
Yeah,
that's all getting redone. And the pavilion that we heard about, the Celebration Pavilion, is going to sit basically right behind. It'll be where the Project Tomorrow is today. When you get out of Spaceship Earth and you have all those little things that the kids play, and when it first opened, it was really cool, but now we just kind of blow through it. That's where this new pavilion is going to be. It's going to be 3 stories tall. The top of it is going to be a garden of sorts, and it sounds like a spot for dessert parties with great views of the new Harmonious, which is the show that's going to be after Epcot Forever, which is really cool. And the other 2 levels of this building are the Festival Center. And that's kind of cool, purpose built for festivals.
That is cool.
Really what Epcot has been about lately.
I think Epcot is just one big festival.
This is also, according to the concept art that I saw, the new the new Walt statue.
That's absolutely correct. In fact, I'm going to throw that in here right now. This part of this will be something called Dreamer's Point. And Dreamer's Point is going to have this baby.
Victoria said she feels like Disney is making changes all the time to draw more people to the park. And Victoria, that is exactly that was exactly Walt's vision.
Yeah,
that his parks would continually evolve and change.
Dreamer's Point. This is cool. I can't wait to sit next to Walt in that thing right there.
Do you think, so we know that's the statue, or is that just representation of a statue?
That's concept art of the statue that will be there.
Okay. Because I've also heard some people say, wouldn't it be great to have a statue of Walt and Lily?
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
Brandon said Moana seems lame, like I walked through Water Garden.
Where is it going to be is the big question I had, and I couldn't get a straight answer for. So where are you going to put it? And the word that I'm hearing is it's in the area sort of between Imagination and the Land, kind of up that hillside there someplace.
I think that's definitely something that sounds like it's going to be kind of more of a distraction than an attraction. But that doesn't mean, I feel the same way about, what's the 2 trails in Animal Kingdom?
Oh,
yeah,
Maharaja Jungle Trek and the other one, the one with the apes.
Yep, Maharaja.
They're cool, but it's kind of like once you've seen them, you've seen them. Yeah,
it's true. It's true.
But if you, I tell you, I still go back there sometimes if you want to kill some time and stuff like that. So it's not, it's not necessarily terrible. The Moana soundtrack, Lindsay, the Moana soundtrack is amazing. If they played that throughout the attraction and kind of took you through that would be pretty cool. Fred Kiefer, as far as we know right now, Club Cool will be going.
Club Cool's relocating, from what we've been told.
So
Not going, but relocating, along with Mouse Gear, right? So Mouse Gear is going to get a temporary location and then a bigger location.
But Mouse Gear's not. I mean, Club Cool's not getting a temporary location, right?
I don't know about a temporary location versus.
I want to say I heard at some point that some of the drinks from Club Cool will be available at other places around World Showcase, but maybe not condensed into one area.
Maybe.
Yeah, could be.
And we know that the Starbucks is going to be relocated temporarily to the Odyssey.
Well, no, the Odyssey is going to be the sort of the, what do they call it? The center where you go to see what it's going to look like.
Yeah,
they gave it a name. The preview center.
Interesting. And the Starbucks won't be in there? So where's the Starbucks going to be?
I'm not sure.
I could have swore that was an announcement that temporarily Starbucks was going to be in the Odyssey.
Maybe they can serve Starbucks while the rest of the thing is a preview center, right?
Yeah, because it's broken up into two sections. I mean, there is like where the festival center was, and then where the craft beer booth was. So, it could be. They probably could do both there.
I think they could.
They are keeping the Beverly for Lisa.
It went away for a little bit, but then it came back. I saw that.
Land and Soren are still staying, yes, for certain. And then Jessica said Mouse Gear has the best merchandise. Mouse Gear has become one of my favorite merchandise locations on property.
I agree. Yeah.
I think the only place that tops Mouse Gear would be World
of Disney.
Yeah. World of Disney would be the only place I would say tops Mouse Gear, and it's not in a park. Oh, there'll be coffee.
Oh, there will be coffee.
I care less about coffee anyway.
I need it in the morning.
As long as the beer locations are still available, I don't want to say I never get coffee in Disney, but very rarely. Hello, Marisette. How are you? Thanks for joining. Come on in.
All right.
I said Lisa.
There we go, Lisa.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. This is they're calling this the Walt Disney Imagineering presents the Epcot Experience. So this is concept art of what will be inside the Odyssey. And when you look at this concept art, Jimmy, you're absolutely right. Down on the bottom, that's where the very well
bar is where they serve food and stuff like that.
So. Yeah, there's no Starbucks can easily be inside on there over there.
Yep, I think so.
Definitely. There's the Moana world of water. Not exactly sure what that is, but
I don't know either.
It's intriguing for sure.
It is. Oh, sorry. It is definitely intriguing. Here's some. That's the front concept art there. They were big on this. The new water fountain is homage to the original one. If you look through this as well, I also see some topiaries here. There's a Mickey. It looks like Beauty and the Beast are over here.
Looks like it's very lush.
And that's the look that they wanted. They wanted it to be a green front, not a concrete front when you walk into.
So that fountain is going to change.
So the fountain, the base is the same, but what they're doing is adding this sort of center abstract, which is sort of a callback to what was there when Epcot opened originally. Very similar to that.
Interesting.
But that's just cool to look at the artwork. That's a whole new. I went the wrong way. Sorry. That's a whole new front, and you can't really tell anything back here because that's where the new pavilion's going to be, and they're not showing you on purpose.
It is interesting that the monorail's still there.
Same spot. That's not changing. And that's kind of my reference point, right? Because you see the monorail track.
True there.
But we had heard some rumors that, maybe the Epcot monorail line might go away.
It's right there. The Epcot monorail line and the ball, but you can see behind that ball, there's really nothing. Either that or that's the, don't show anything in the background.
Did you guys see the the Photoshop job they did of right after the announcement that there was going to be a Target on site. They took
Yeah.
took the Guardians of the Galaxy building and they put a Target's emblem on it and said,
That's
I've been lying to you all along. It's a giant. It's not a Guardians of the Galaxy coaster.
It's a giant Target.
It's a giant Target going in there.
Giant Target with a Disney store inside.
Yeah.
So, not to, I don't want to switch gears too rapidly here,
It's okay.
but Scott asked a question and said, "What's going on with the new Star Wars resort, and also the price point and the details about the resort? Because I've heard it's astronomical."
Yeah.
I think it's going to be astronomical, but I don't think it. I think to say that it's a hotel is not going to be doing it justice.
There you go.
You got to think of it as a cruise.
Yeah,
It is
an
the
all-inclusive experience.
Star Wars Galactic Starliner, and that is a picture of not what it's going to look like. And I think there was some confusion of, oh my God, they're going to build this spaceship there. They're not going to build a spaceship. What they're going to do is build the experience that you are boarding this spaceship,
Right.
this luxury liner.
You're going to be in. The idea is that you're inside of that spaceship.
That's exactly right. You're inside that spaceship. There was, in fact, I think that, let me check our blog site real quick because I think I posted that one already. There's so much data out there, just stuff flying all over.
So I do agree that the price point is just crazy.
Yes.
That's the thing that you have to think about is, how much is it going to cost? Although one person, 3,000, I think was what we saw for a couple of nights, right?
I didn't see any prices at all. They did not announce any. So
I think
maybe
might have been guessing.
Yeah, maybe that's speculation. I was about to say maybe that could be just possibly speculation. Fred asks, with so many changes going on, do you think they'll have it all done for the 50th?
I think we heard some dates that were past the 50th for a few things.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly what they were.
Well, I think we did hear that they will be celebrating the 50th at all four parks.
That is true.
But we have to remember that the 50th is going to focus a lot on Magic Kingdom.
It's going to focus on Magic Kingdom, but Chapek made it clear it would be at all the parks. It would be a resort-wide celebration.
Yeah. Because it is Walt Disney World's 50th, no matter what iteration was there.
That's exactly right.
I mean, if you're going to celebrate Magic Kingdom's 50th, Magic Kingdom has changed dramatically since it's opened too. So has Walt Disney World.
Yeah, Fred and Scott both said they've heard it's around 3,000 to 3,200 a night, and that's what I heard as well. But I wasn't there, and Sam was. So
and they didn't say anything there. What they did is they walked through the experience. And by the way, you guys can see exactly what they did on the Disneyverse podcast, our page here. We posted the entire Parks blog presentation, almost 2 hours of it. Sorry, Lisa, not ready just yet.
Oh, my apologies.
No problem.
Brandon said he had heard that the 50th will be an 18-month celebration.
That doesn't surprise me. Disney years are 18 months, and then they get extended to 24 if it's good.
Yeah,
right.
Bringing in money, right?
If it's bringing in money,
we just adapted a little bit, like they did for the Millennium Celebration, where the wand was on the Spaceship Earth, but then they just took the 2000 off, but left the wand on.
Left the wand, yep.
That is true.
Question is, will they put a birthday cake on the castle?
I gotta hope not. I was fine. I think the wand on Spaceship Earth was fantastic. I think the birthday cake castle was terrible.
Oh, it was horrible. I pictures yesterday or today that I have from that trip.
When I went, it was they were celebrating, the first time I went, they were celebrating the 15th year.
Yep, that's the same year I went.
86.
Yep, 86 and into 87. All those good ones.
So Jessica just said, random thought, they need more Walt merchandise throughout the parks. Hopefully
completely agree. Yeah.
We'll bring more of that to the table. I think the 50th is going to bring a lot of that to the table.
I think they need to bring out his frozen head.
Jimmy, or I'm sorry, Lisa, you want to share that? I'll hit play. I won't have any sound here, but we can at least talk about it. This is Chapek was talking about Spaceship Earth and basically saying that Spaceship Earth is not going away. It will remain the center point, the icon of it will remain the icon of Epcot. But then what he talked about was reimagining some of the scenes. And behind him there, you can see the fire on one of the early scenes. So reimagining your favorite scenes and creating some new ones in the ride itself. And I'm watching that artwork behind him and I'm thinking, ooh, that looks kind of cool if that's what we might be getting.
It's certainly going to be a stark difference to what we have now.
Yes, the storyline is going to change and it's going to focus on the history of storytelling as opposed to the history of communication.
I like that.
That was
Then-
interesting.
Do they have, because I did not read this, do they have a new sponsor?
There was no mention of any sponsor whatsoever.
Bet they do. They're
I bet
not.
they do- I bet they do too.
They're not dumping that type of money on there without a sponsor. I can tell you.
There's concept art behind him of that new celebration pavilion, which looks sort of cool. I'm not sure on the size of that. That's what you're looking at right there is where the pin station is now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sort
And
of interesting.
Board, the times board where you go check, the wait time.
Those are there. And again, you guys can watch this thing live. There's a picture of it from above, sort of looking into that new background. That's
With the World Showcase in the back. Yep.
with World Showcase in the background, because this is going to have great views of World Showcase. So that's the top of the building. That's the third floor of this new pavilion, which will have the statue there.
Where's the beer garden?
There was no beer garden in the front, right? We just looked at that, but maybe it's in the festival center as soon as you get in there.
Well, that wouldn't be a bad spot for it. I'd like to know, Jimmy, if when you saw that Spaceship Earth was getting an overhaul, tell me inside your head you didn't think bring back Jeremy Irons.
Oh God, yes.
So a new narrator is definitely part of this. And by the way, those pictures behind him now are some of the gardens and some of the things that you'll find in that new celebration area.
I was also thinking, they're changing the whole idea of.
There it is. Let me pause there.
The art of storytelling. I mean, I'm thinking, that's probably tells you about the sponsor.
So this concept art has a place that's not right next to Spaceship Earth, but this looks like that's where right in between those two stores that are at the beginning of World Showcase. That's kind of what that looks like, isn't it?
Maybe where the food and wine, like Flavors of Fire, and
could be. Yeah, you're right. Could be
like back behind Club Cool.
Yep. And look at that. You'll have your ability to do lots of things. There's people watching from the dessert party roof, the new show. Kind of cool.
That is going to be a moneymaker for them.
Oh, yeah, it is. Just amazing to sit there and watch, and you guys could watch it all. Then he goes to World of Discovery, and he goes through each of those sections individually, and then he talks about the Star Wars Hotel in detail, how you're going to board and take off into this. There's the latest concept art of Guardians. In fact, this may be when he announced the name. The first reverse launch coaster, too, is what he called it. But it's amazing to be at D23 and just sit in the audience and watch this. It's like, holy
We also know that it's going to be the longest indoor coaster in the world.
Yeah.
Yep. Starts with a reverse launch.
And a reverse launch. That's the pre-show behind him right there. And there's some more of the you're being asked to join the Guardians because, of course, there's this there's a great story going on and then something interrupts it. You have to go join the Guardians.
Donna was asking, I'll flip this back. Donna's asking two things. Does anybody, Marisette asked, does anyone know when Disney will announce what will happen for the 50th? No, I don't think we have a date for that yet.
Yeah, we
I imagine it's going to be a great celebration. I do miss Year of a Million Dreams. I thought that was a great celebration.
Yeah, it was.
Where they just had a dream squad that would just walk around and just like
give stuff away.
Right.
That doesn't feel like it was a long time ago, but I bet it was. Is it one of those?
2007, 2008. All
right, so you're talking 12, 13 years ago. Feels like yesterday.
I Donna asked what's happening with Club Cool. Are they keeping the sodas? I think it sounds like they're going to relocate it.
Relocate it. There's a big question about the temporary relocation versus the long-term relocation, because there's a lot of things in there that got to get moved. The Starbucks got to jockey around. The Club Cool's got to get jockeyed around. So does Mouse Gear, Electric Umbrella.
Oh,
Brandon said he just put his badass to sleep, so maybe we can hear what's going on now.
There's tons going on at Epcot, at Disney parks all over the place. Disney Plus streaming services. I'm just going to look at this. So this is the agenda that you get. I don't know if you guys can see or not, but that's what you get every day. Okay. And the problem is you can't be in more than one of these things at the same time. That's what drives me nuts. So you have to pick. Do you want to be in the Haunted Mansion celebrating 50 years, or do you want to be in Secrets of Walt Disney Fun and Fancy Free, or Secret Walt Disney Company Project? Pick one.
Oh.
Right. And it's now it go down even further, and it's the Disney on Broadway. This, by the way, is all Saturday. This was Saturday. Disney on Broadway in concert, the 25th anniversary. So this was a free concert in the arena. The Ish universe, Blackish, Grownish, or Mixedish, they're having a panel. Immersive World being how Disney brings stories to life in Disney parks. That's a great one. I went to Ken Anderson's Haunted Mansion 1957, a year of horror, humor, and voodoo, which was kind of cool, Jimmy, because they tied the Haunted Mansion back to New Orleans and voodoo in the original format. So in 1957, Ken Anderson, one of the Imagineers, was asked by Walt to put together a haunted house. And the haunted house he came up with, his idea was to scare people so much that they'd never want to come back. Obviously, that didn't end up happening. So the idea was shelved from 1957 until like 62, 63, when it came back and they gave it to Mark Davis and Exitencio, who added the humor to it and took his really scary attraction and turned it into the Haunted Mansion we know today. And it's just such a cool story to sit through and listen to.
Ken Anderson is the Imagineer that Ed got to go to his house and dig through some of his stuff for that book
for Walt's People is the book series. And yes, it is. And I was texting Ed at the time going, Ed, check this out. And they wouldn't. This is one of the ones where there were no pictures allowed because this was part of the Disney archives. And the archives are essentially going to turn it into a book longer term, right? So they didn't want people taking pictures of it. They want you to buy the book later. But they created a virtual representation of what that haunted house would have looked like because he went as far as created blueprints for it. So they put it in a computer, created it, and they did a walkthrough of it. And what was cool was some of the things that ended up being in the Haunted Mansion. You could see what they evolved from, and it was really neat.
I also saw a picture or video either today or yesterday of one of the people who cosplay for the D23, and she was dressed up as the Haunted Mansion.
As the Haunted Mansion. In fact, she won one of the first places here. Let me see if I have this. I have another video here, which is media B-roll. Hold on one second. I'm going to show this to you guys. I'm going to turn off the video.
Lisa, did you see that?
I did not.
The masquerade. So this is something going on at the same time.
Multiple levels.
Here, you guys, you can share this.
Muggies that moved.
So this is B-roll from one of the presentations here, but what they're doing, maybe I can. So there's, can you guys hear that?
Hold on, let me.
I'm going to fast forward here to, all right, here's some of the costumes.
Oh, that's a very good Jack Skellington.
So they have categories, and then they have a grand prize. This is only a couple minutes long, but this is
nice.
And these people are walking around the whole time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, they're just fans. Oh my God. Tron light cycle is awesome.
Then you get a winner for this category.
That's cool.
Now the next category I think is the Disney parks.
Honda forever.
All right, heroes and villains.
I saw a
All
picture
right.
of her.
Yeah, it's only one more minute in this video, and that's the next category. Look at this Ursula.
Oh,
That's incredible. Wait till you see the Haunted Mansion when they're Lisa.
All right, these are the inspired by Disney.
Ah. Oh, that's the Haunted Mansion right there. Pause it.
Hold on.
Oh, just showing
my God.
She won it. Yeah, she won.
her. Dude,
Look at that. Look at the things on there. Look at them turning.
they're moving and stuff. How ridiculous is that?
So this is all going on while I'm in sessions and stuff like that.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it was.
How big the Hulk is. That's incredible. That is incredible.
There's your winner there. She's got a teacup underskirt. That's
I
kind of
saw a
cool.
whole group of them. They had a whole group of them, and they were all dressed up as different princesses, and they had the skirts that lift up and turn
Yep.
into cups.
There's your overall champion is the Grimming Ground. She won.
Oh,
There was a pretty nice prize for that too.
best in show.
Best in show.
That thing was incredible. Oh my God.
And that's just part of the stuff that goes on, man.
I can't imagine how much work went into that. That she had I forget what you call those. What do you call those?
The Doom buggies? Is that what you mean?
No. The little scenes, like
Oh yeah, the
Diorama.
vignettes or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
diorama. So she had a diorama of each like scene in there with the Doom buggies that were moving. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Then we talked earlier about the parks. This is the parks pavilion,
Yes.
right? Imagineering tomorrow today.
Holy hitchhiking ghost.
Exactly.
Funny.
So that's the Avengers campus and all the interactive stuff you could touch, you could play, it's just cool. That was basically like Tony Stark rented space and he set things up.
Cool.
So that's an attraction that's going to be in Tokyo. Their partnership with PIM. There we got to see the
life cycle.
It's just cool stuff. That's all the posters that talked about. There's the revealing Sunday that wound up being the celebration center. And then a huge map of Epcot concept art and just cool stuff. That's the hotel that was there.
Jessica, I would love to find out who she is and get her on the podcast for an interview. The girl with the Haunted Mansion dress.
There's got to be something written about her somewhere.
Yeah, you'd think.
There has to be. Oh, there. That's a model of Hong Kong. They're doing a big change to their castle.
Oh, really?
So that's kind of cool because if you look at this castle, I'll go back there for just a second so you can see it. Their castle is inspired by 22 different princesses, the makeover they're going to give it. So that's kind of cool. It's not somebody's castle. It's inspired by everyone.
Yeah.
Interesting idea.
I don't know if I like that.
I don't know if I like it either, but that's what it is, right?
I meant the concept,
Yeah.
I like knowing that, you know what? Cinderella Castle is in Walt Disney World. Aurora's Castle is in, Disneyland.
Yep. I got some other B-roll I can share with you guys too. Again, this is B-roll from media stuff. They did a celebration of character voices. Started with Walt's voice. That's what I liked about this.
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
And that's all.
Brandon is wondering where Adi is. Brandon, he was here earlier.
He's getting ice cream.
He's getting ice cream for Sam right now. No, he was driving, and Kathy was watching, and I think both of them were listening. But he was in the car driving.
So there's that front of Epcot again there, Jimmy, and I don't see a beer garden.
No, it's in the back.
Well, behind it, yeah. I think if it's behind it, it may be inside of that.
I thought the idea was it's going to be kind of where the Fountain of Nations is now.
And that, you know what, that very well could be the case. Yeah.
Or you never know. Maybe that's where like the Flavor of Fire and all that is now, so.
Concept stuff is always subject to change.
It really is.
Yep, for sure.
Christina, where can we watch the whole cosplay contest?
That's a great question, and I don't know if it's out there anywhere. That was B-roll footage that Disney shared with us, and it was that short clip. That was it, and I just think it's cool because I didn't get to go to that, so I watched it after, and I thought, wow, how cool.
Now, I will tell you, Christina, you can probably search hashtag D23 and catch a lot of video and pictures of those same people out on the floor. The issue is that most of those panels were people weren't not allowed to live stream them.
This is true. So it's just a matter of taking pictures or using what Disney gives you.
Yep.
And they call that's part of the exclusiveness of being there. I was able to record some of the sessions, and I will turn those into videos. I did a great conversation with Bill Farmer that I thought was just hilarious. That's a great one. I have some details from Kevin Rafferty. Kevin Rafferty and his new book that just came out, A Fantastical Voyage. And some of the stuff he worked on, which, by the way, he's an Imagineer that right now is working on Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railroad, but he talked about Bug's Life. And he talked about all these other things that he did and came up with. And it's just fascinating conversation. And we'll share that as it gets closer.
Good stuff.
It is. And those are the things that I love. The archive stage, I think, is the best. It's good stuff.
I bet,
so much.
Fred, that this concept, Fred's asking, I wonder how true their design will be to the final product. I think at that point, once they're releasing that concept art to us, they're probably not going to go too far off of that, I would think.
It'll be close. They always keep this is concept art. This isn't. But
nothing's going to change, but it's going to have that idea.
Yes.
That's the general idea, and I don't think that's going to change. So
yeah, I mean, I see Winnie the Pooh over there. That might not be Winnie the Pooh when it's all said and done, but I think it's going to look cool. So you're bringing one of the things they wanted to do was, and I don't know if this is representative of the Flower and Garden Festival is happening, so you're walking into that festival, or if this is all the time up in the front. I really don't know.
Well, and I think that's one of the things they wanted to do is bring these festivals and they've been doing that a little more and more. They've been bringing them out of World Showcase kind of into the rest of the park. But I think they want that immersive experience that when it's Flower and Garden, you're walking in the Flower and Garden as soon as you
boom, you walk in, and right now you get that big thing in the center, but boom, there's Mickey, and there's Donald, and there's Winnie the Pooh, and here's Belle and Beast, and that's pretty cool. Right in front of you.
Fred said he just wondered because Walt's original vision for Epcot was nothing like the final product. That's true, but Walt never really worked on Epcot either.
Yeah, well, Walt was a city.
That was just like a blue sky idea he had, and they built Epcot, the theme park, kind of from an inspiration from Walt, but not really to complete his idea.
Yeah, Walt's idea was a city closer to Celebration than what we have today. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, so.
But this is interesting, and I can't wait to see how this works out. So it's interesting because today, a little earlier, Charlotte was live at Hollywood Studios, and with Galaxy's Edge opening, that kind of finishes their transformation, or at least the first phase of their transformation. Who knows what's next? And at D23, we're hearing all about what's coming to Epcot, and they gave us more details on Ratatouille and the Skyliner, and more details on. In fact, we saw some images inside one of the cars they showed us in the video there, which is really cool because you could see out of it everywhere. The way it's wrapped, you wouldn't think so, but it's a pretty good view outside of those things.
Oh, I bet it is.
And Guardians, and we got more details on the Play Pavilion and what's going to be inside there. Edna Mode's getting a thing, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie are going to have some water balloon thing going on, and Wreck-It Ralph's going to be in there. It's cool. Like it.
So Brad asked, can this all be done in 2 years? It seems aggressive. It does seem aggressive, and we don't think that it'll be 100% in 2 years.
I'm pretty sure I heard 2022 for Mary Poppins, so that would put that after the celebration.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
or during it, right? If it's 18 months long.
If 18 months, yeah, maybe
maybe towards the end of it. Yeah.
Deborah said hi, and she did not run into a D23, and she said it was quite crowded.
It was very crowded. That's the thing. So D23, every time I come home from it, I go, that was crazy. And I'm not going to do it again, but then it rolls around and I do it again, and I'm glad I did it again, but the lines are ridiculous. You're going to stand in line. If you want to shop in any of the stores, you're going to be up early. There are 3 big stores. We went live from a few of those on a media tour where they wouldn't let me buy anything, but they let me walk through. And you can see how crazy it is. People wait 2.5 hours. People sleep overnight to get into those sessions that I talked about earlier, to get into the movie presentation where they had, the stars from Rise of the Resistance were there, and they talked about all these new movies coming out. And there's no pictures in there, obviously, but it's pretty cool stuff.
So Marisette said, speaking of Mickey's Railroad, what happened now? They're saying next year.
So we're hearing summer of 2020 from Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad. It was spring originally, but that's what we're hearing. And we saw concept art of what the Chinese theater is going to look like. We also saw where it's going to be in Disneyland is also getting it. It's going to open there after the fact.
I think it also had to do with they decided to reproduce it and put it in Disneyland as well.
Could be.
As part of the reason it kind of extended the...
Yeah, it very well could be. It's going to be in the El Capitan Theater in Disneyland, which is kind of a comical take on the El Capitan, which was funny to see.
All right, guys, it's been 1 hour. So,
man, where'd it go?
The next live show will be me and Lisa on location somewhere in the Walt Disney World area. And don't forget, next Wednesday, we have a Disney Springs bar crawl. Go to the Disney Nerd Podcast Facebook page in the event section for information on that. But basically, we're going to meet about, I think it was 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
At the Rainforest Cafe, the bar at the Rainforest Cafe.
The Lava Bar.
Springs, the Lava Bar. So who knows? Even Sam may show up. You never
know. That's Wednesday next week?
Yeah.
Wednesday next week.
At the Lava Bar. As long as it goes by, I did get in my last trip to the Moonshine Bar over at Art Smith's. And
so we may go there too. This is going to be
pretty good.
A bar crawl. So we're going to start at the Lava Bar.
Are you getting the boathouse too? Everybody gets a to-go cup.
We may get a boat. We may hit the boathouse. We may. I'm pretty sure we're going to hit Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. I'm also a fan of Raglan Road. And I think we'll probably end off at Splitsville.
You need to end off with some bacon at the Edison.
That's not on the way.
It is on the way. Everything's on the way at Disney Springs, Jimmy. Everything's on the way.
Splitsville is like on the opposite end of Lava Bar.
I got
glad that you could be here, Fred.
This is the coolest Disney mug I've ever seen. I got this at Disneyland.
So
it's awesome.
What, Lisa?
Next time. We'll talk next time.
Nope, you're up all alone. What's up?
Oh, you.
I had a question for Sam, but it's going to open up a can of worms that my alert function isn't prepared to handle.
What if we give you a short answer? What if we give you the 30-second answer?
Sam, how did you like Galaxy's Edge?
Galaxy's Edge. So I'm going to reserve my judgment because it's not finished yet. Until Rise of the Resistance opens, you're only visiting a land. It's like visiting Pandora with only the river ride opened and not the other.
It's a very.
So I'm not going to make my judgment until I get to see both of these because there's 2 big attractions and the e-ticket is not opened yet. The only one that's opened is a great attraction and Smuggler's Run's awesome, but that's supposed to be just whet the appetite. So I'm holding my judgment.
And why did you even go? What was the point?
I was in Disneyland.
He happened to. Yeah, he happened to.
And I built a robot.
California
and I had to get my my Coca-Cola.
So you got it home because this is the big thing today is that you can't bring those on.
Not TS.
Well, no, they're empty. I didn't bring it home full. I brought it home empty.
I brought mine home full in my carry-on luggage, and I had no problem at all. So
in your carry-on, sure. I brought it empty, and I got my water bottle.
Your checked luggage.
My checked luggage, yes.
I got my water bottle, which I will continue to fill up with regular water. It's the same thing, but it's cool.
They're saying even if it's empty, which I'm finding
I take empty bottles through security all the time because on the other side of security now they got the water fountains that refill your bottles.
Yep.
I've not had an issue. I brought this home, carried it right in. It's empty.
Yep.
Just a couple days ago. Yeah.
And lightsabers are definitely TSA approved.
So
I'll show you one. Oh, what else did I get? I got this.
Hey, Rudy Clark.
This was cool. I got this out there. That's a picture disc. which is really cool.
Rudy, me and Lisa will see you
And
Saturday night. Bring maybe I'll see you Saturday night. Bring an umbrella. Bring your
that's
umbrella.
one thing I did not need in Disneyland.
Bring
Yeah.
An
your
umbrella. Did not need. Not one drop of rain. There was a cool breeze the whole time. It never got into the 90s. I love Disneyland because of the weather.
That's because you're not Jimmy. It doesn't matter when I go to Disney. I bring up tropical storm.
Yeah, you're right. Isn't there one brewing there now? No, it's going to Puerto Rico.
No, it's going to meet us. It's going
to meet you.
meet me there on Sunday. My second day. Yep.
Are you going into Olga's? Do you have reservations? What are you doing when you're down there, Jimmy?
Do not have reservations. I may sneak in.
I got I was able to get a last minute breakfast reservation there, which was cool. It got me in there, so I spent my 45 minutes and watched Rex. The drinks are good. It was good. They had they called it something really crazy, and then I'm like, it's really a cinnamon roll, right? And the guy was like, yeah, it's a cinnamon roll. I'm like, okay, I'll have it. And it was some just crazy name. But I'm like, okay, thanks. That's what I'll have.
All right, guys. Well, join us next Tuesday night live from on location in Walt Disney World.
You don't know where yet?
We don't know yet.
Hint?
We're going to decide.
How are you going to keep the crowds back, dude?
We don't even know. We don't even know where we're going to go. Maybe Splitsville. We may revisit Splitsville. Me and Lisa had. That's like a fan favorite.
It's a fan favorite, but things have changed a little bit since you got it. It was brand new then, wasn't it?
Well, it doesn't matter. It was
No.
because Lisa knocked over a drink within the first 30 seconds.
Oh yeah. So you have to recreate that. Or you
we had a nacho.
Create that.
We drank a lot. I snuck behind Lisa. Was giving her bunny ears, and she didn't know it.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Moving on.
Do you do it from a phone there? Did you prop a phone up? How'd you do it?
We put my phone on a tripod, but then we had a microphone plugged in.
I watched it, but I don't remember the logistics of how the heck you did it.
We had a pretty good setup, actually. Yeah. I need to bring that. I'm glad we said that because I need to bring that little microphone again.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you.
That's if that's Carl at the bar behind you there, Jimmy, he hasn't moved the whole time.
Somebody should check on him.
Yeah.
We'll check on him in just a second.
No, that's not Carl. If that was Carl, he'd be fighting alligators. And it's nighttime. Carl doesn't work at night.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful night. Guaharini. Bonne nuit, les gens. Good night, people.
Congaloosh.